up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
The new National Party takes its message of empowerment and progress to Plains St. Patrick's this Sunday. Campaign 2018 makes its stop at the Plains playing field with a massive national rally from 5 p.m. Come and hear St. Patrick's candidates Anthony Boson from the West and Pamela Moses from the East, plus the leader of the Dream 15, political leader Dr. Keith Mitchell. See you in Plains this Sunday. NNP for 2018 and beyond. We're moving together.
Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, cause we're winning right now,
Sustainable Organic Shrimp Farm Project to commence soon. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Grenada will soon be the exporter of local shrimp to international markets. This is as the Sustainable Aquaculture Project, or shrimp farming, will commence in St. Mark. The Zero Water Exchange Sustainable Organic Shrimp Farm Project will specialize in the production of shrimp in a socially and environmentally friendly manner, that is, free of antibiotics, chemical additives, and enzymes. The farm will be operated out of Bonnet, St. Mark. Work has started to clear the field and construct proper drains for the farm. The Grenada Sustainable Aquaculture Project will see the production of 20 metric tons of shrimp per year being shipped to Miami and New York. The project's manager, Manfred Soffin, says the demands are high for shrimp in Grenada.
We only have permission to establish the drainage, so that by the time we have all of our permissions to get started, the land will be dried out and we can start serious construction. Phase 1 of our shrimp operation will probably produce, once we are going, about 20 metric tons of shrimp per year, which should be enough for the local market. We've done some studies and it seems like restaurant owners and retail stores are just waiting to get some good shrimp.
The project is expected to employ over 20 Grenadians. He said there are intentions to expand the business to fish production.
Far in the future, we will probably try other species of fish, at which time we will probably have to establish some ocean cages for the growth of the fish.
Grenada is receiving more than 200,000 EC dollars from the Canada Caribbean Disaster Risk Management Fund, or the CCDRMF, to upgrade and retrofit at least 10 emergency shelters. The project, that will benefit the elderly and persons with disability, was officially launched on Thursday. The selected shelters will be outfitted with ramps and proper washroom facilities. Senator the Honorable Winston Garwe, Minister of State with responsibility for disaster management, says it signals the start of a refocused, repositioned, and more community-oriented disaster management initiative. He says the fund will not just improve access to the 10 shelters, but will also serve as a launching pad to build resilience in communities among the most vulnerable groups.
A move that embodies one of government's strategic goals for disaster management, which is to be an agency not just to speak of disaster management, but produce true ambassadors of comprehensive disaster management. The approach needed more so now than ever before, as new hazards emerge and existing ones become more destructive.
Mr. John Wilson, consultant coordinator with the fund, says the Grenada project was conditionally approved in April 2015, but had to go through the documentation process before getting to the final stage of financial disbursement. He says the project hopes to benefit at least 12,000 people across Grenada.
This project has 99,000 Canadian for it. I did a calculation yesterday and it was about 213 EC dollars. One thing I reminded the team yesterday and all the projects is that once this project has been approved at the particular amount, that amount does not change based upon currency fluctuations.
The fund was launched in 2008 and is a $3 million grant facility. It funds projects up to 100,000 Canadian dollars. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Data reveals that rats and other rodents are responsible for the transmission of many diseases. In Grenada, the most common is leptospirosis, and it can cause your death. This disease is directly related to rats and mice infestation. Signs and symptoms of lepto, as it is commonly referred to, are high fever, headache, chills, muscle aches, vomiting, jaundice, and abdominal pain. If your home had or is infected with rats and you have any of these symptoms, please check with your doctor immediately. Declare war on rats. Starve them. Kill them. Rats are the most unwelcomed guests. Reduce, control, eliminate them. This is a message from the Ridge to Reef Project, protecting biodiversity and ecosystem functions.
If you plan to construct or demolish a building, subdivide your land into two, or undertake modification or extension, there is a process that must be followed to avoid incurring a $10,000 fine or even imprisonment. That warning from the Physical Planning Unit, which says permission must be sought even when the plan is to erect a wooden structure. While the situation may be a bit different for squatters because of the economic and social implications, Mr. Houston Elcock, Junior Building Inspector at the Physical Planning Unit, says they still need to seek advice from the unit, especially since their structures can be easily uprooted in the event of a natural disaster.
Sometimes these people go ahead and they set up the build probably on the hill, right? Oh, yeah. And they still put themselves in a more vulnerable situation. Now, if they come to planning, right, or if they get the appropriate methods, right, they could properly strap down the buildings, right? When they squat, you look at environmental issue in terms of wastewater, waste, right? So sometimes they just put a building, then consider no drainage, no waste disposal system. So all these things you have to take into consideration when you're allowing a development to take place.
In this case, where there are social and economic implications, the Ministry of Social Development may be called in to assist in that area, but it remains a challenge for the unit.
It takes a whole policy approach, you know, to combat that sort of a situation, because I mean there is a need for housing development as time goes on. I mean, the need for housing stock is becoming more evident than anything else, and our limited land spaces that we have, we have to take care of that. We have to take care of that, and so it is an initiative of the Ministry of Agriculture together with government policy. Right. To ensure that our land are utilized, you know, appropriately. Right.
Mr. Lawrence Lalji, Senior Building Inspector at the Physical Planning Unit. Now to recap the headline: Sustainable Organic Shrimp Farm Project to commence soon. And that's the National Report. I am Rikisha St. Louis.
The new National Party takes its message of empowerment and progress to Plains St. Patrick's this Sunday. Campaign 2018 makes its stop at the Plains playing field with a massive national rally from 5 p.m. Come and hear St. Patrick's candidates Anthony Boson from the West and Pamela Moses from the East, plus the leader of the Dream 15, political leader Dr. Keith Mitchell. See you in Plains this Sunday. NNP for 2018 and beyond. We're moving together.
Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, cause we're winning right.
So I've been catching my tail to get out, like in and out of my village, and Miss Pam passed on yesterday, and she promised me something. I'll get it done on the same day, and look, I'll get it done this morning. Although you kind of can't work with me right now, but still, I've been some patience at some feet. that I move to the next, I want to go and do my daily job.
I used to take my vehicle and come inside, end up sticking, have to get machine to pull it out of the road. When I reach out the road, definitely, I'll be thanking the bus to pull me out. And I see Miss Pamela coming yesterday and look at the road, and I'm feeling so happy today that I see progress continue, that she get a machine and come and help us in the area, fix the road. Definitely, I'm feeling so thankful.
I think the people of Tisha will be very happy with what happened so far because there are potholes, and I think yesterday Sister Pam passed, and today some action. So we are very happy. I hope that a little better could be done in terms of concrete in the road and food. Thank you so much.
Glennis, Joe and Boone, they weren't in the yellow mood. They were sent home packing, but Naz and others were smiling. Now they're asking for another blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Let's give them one more blind.
Your man, the one brigade has died.
They say Peter was the traitor, but by then we couldn't bother. We just wanted back Jonah. Man start getting desperate for the next election date. We couldn't wait. We had to decide our fate before it got too late. Then Uncle Tilly called the date. But now they're asking for another blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Let's give them one more blind.
Your man, the one brigade has died.
It was the hour of rescue. So plenty of us waited patiently in the queue. We took bus, plane and boat just to go and vote. Saving Grenada was our sole agenda. So 15-0 would not have said it better. But they're asking for another blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Are we giving them another blind?
Your man, the one brigade has died.
Just one more blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Just one. Then get this blind. Yellow battery will die.
Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. But then what you say? We can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank a bit of cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Malachi to Calvary, he took the walk.
Yes, indeed, we can't sit down.
Then they nailed him to a
Bridget Blutcher, yeah?
me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down.
So a special good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, those of you listening locally, regionally, internationally, the fishermen out on the ocean who make sure that they listen to Hard Talk while they're out there making their livelihood. Yeah? Those of you, wherever you are, the farmers in the garden, good morning to you, Jacket Man. Yeah, Monrepo. Good morning to you, Indian and the guys up there in Cherry Hill. Good morning to you. Hey, my Rose Hill family. Good morning to each and every one of you. Hope the guys are okay. Nice, beautiful. Yeah, because we're coming your way. Yeah, Plains. We actually come in Plains, but that's right next door. That's down the road. Nice? Yeah. So we'll be in Plains on Sunday. Yes, the new national party. The campaign rolls to the Plains playing field. That'll be taking place this Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday. I will be rolling over to the Plains playing field. Nice, beautiful. All right. Yeah, also several meetings up for tonight and tomorrow. Let's see, for today, we've got St. Andrew Northeast. Their meeting is in conference. Yeah, that's Skeeter. Yeah, Kate Skeeter Lois. That'll be in conference starting at 7 p.m. So St. Andrew Northeast, your meeting is in conference, starts at 7 p.m. St. Andrew Southeast, they'll be in Crowshoe near to the Old Church. That starts at 6:30 p.m. this afternoon. So St. Andrew Southeast, a Croshu near to the old church. St. Andrew Southeast, Marian by Doreen Bain Charles shop. So that starts at 6 p.m. So St. George Southeast, they'll be up there by, in Mariana, all the dime peoples and them down there, careful, right? Town of St. George, the Honorable Peter David, he'll be there in Four Roads this evening from 6:30, and in St. John, up in Florida, for 6:30 p.m. Somebody can't wait. They call in one time. We're taking the call one time. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheldon.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Miss Logie. I identifying you.
That's my day.
How things?
Well, I'm okay, I'm going strong and ready.
Right.
I called to make a thing this morning because of I hear Mr. Andal making lying allegation. But Mr. Andal should remember, when he's talking about poverty, that's the last thing he has to say. Because if Chantimel is in poverty, he leave and go. And he sees Chantimel in poverty, will help it. You don't help a child with a lead pencil go to school. Remember the bus shed we was building in Chantimel Junction. What the lady acquired the people land. And the problem, Mr. Andal knows. We had a demonstration of hundreds of us come out on the road this morning, demonstrating for we to get the spot to build that bus shed. Mr. Andal, tell the lady, give them bosom pressure. But he was not giving bosom pressure. He was giving the people of Chantimel pressure. Because these are the people. He's coming back now because he wants a vote. But he wants Chantimel people to remember these are the same man what said to the lady, give them pressure. Sheldon, 24/7, police used to come in Chantimel Junction. Chantimel, that bus shed changed 3 constructors. Because every time a new one comes, the woman go and she bring police, they have to stop it. The amount of sand and gravel that wash them go in the ravine because of the same lady and she partisan them. That Chantimel people should not get this bus shed. But that is the reason why Mr. Bosun go to the fight and the fire and let the government acquire the land. That is how the government acquired the land, when the helter-skelter was going on between them. And to give Chantimel people that bus shed to come out from the rain and from the sun and release part of the poverty from them. So I don't understand when he begging now and right now he's smelling the amount of blood he getting in Chantimel, because Chantimel people is not stupid. He say we illiterate. When you go and ask for vote, don't study them. Some of them literate too much. And you're coming back to the literate people, ask them for vote still? Chantimel people is not stupid. They remember all what he do. The same place he say he born and bred in Chantimel. He was walking on Donkey Rock up there. Now we should have praised Mr. Boson for giving him highway. Right in front his door. He don't have to walk up by his father, He's driving up on same Boston highway. At least people must have a conscience and say when things good and when things bad. But I know Anthony Boston do very, very well in St. Patrick Way, especially we in Chantimel. We could stand as a hero. Right now, Anthony Boston, today's day 3, 4, he on the ground, and the people welcome him. He getting nice kiss. If you see jump up along his shoulder, and they'll have no way to come in between Anthony Boston. He's trying atmosphere. He could make all his bones lie, but he can't come in. Look at what he said about the Imani. My God, that man should have shame. He forgot people tape everything what he say. He say he never said that. Look at the road in where he go and live. He live in 6 months. You think when Andal win, he going to stay in Chantimel or St. Davy? As he win, he go fly away back to St. George. So if some people knows that, and he's talking, and they're just listening, they're just studying, and he knows that. Right now, the campaign is hot on the ground in St. Patrick Way. And he know he gets in the blows. So that's the reason why he go over the station this morning and talking a lot of helter-skelter. But that is just empty promise. And he know that it's empty promise. Long ago, When people talk, people used to take it for granted, but not now. And I know Anthony Boston will pull it out hot and sweaty come 2018 election morning in St. Patrick West. You know, you have no room for him. He gallivanting all about. Let him gallivant. But right now, we had a nice meeting in Davie. We had one in Redmond, and it was well attended, and everybody was happy and listen to what Mr. Anthony Boston has to say. Well, they have a choice, and I think the choice is Anthony Boston. Thank you, and have a nice day.
All right, good morning. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, folks. I didn't even open the phone line yet, you know. Yeah, 440-7377. And, yeah, oh, boy. I don't open the phone line. Lord. Okay, all right. Let me start taking the phone. All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Senator. Good morning, Devon. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just come on the radio. I just heard you. I put the radio on, and I just heard. And I support that caller 100%. Mr. Scott, I come from Shantimel. I come from the village of Monjalo. When I'm standing in Monjalo, I could see behind Duquesne. When I was living in Monjalo, there was no road. It's just a little truck. When you put the bucket of water on your head, you have to hold on to a big rock in the road for support. But when I was living in England for a very long time, and when I came back, and I saw the progress what Mr. Boswin done in Shantimel and in Monjalo behind Duquesne. I was in England and I saw a documentary of the progress Mr. Boswin was doing, the New National Party. I saw the road what was there for 40 years. Nobody wasn't using it, only bush what was there. Mr. Boswin opened the road. I don't know nothing about the other gentleman. I saw him and know him as a child, but I don't really know him. But I saw the progress Mr. Boswin done in Shantimel behind Duquesne, Monjalo. I tell you the truth, Mr. Scott, there's no better person to be the minister, the candidate, the best candidate for Shantimel, St. Patrick is Mr. Boswin. God bless Mr. Boswin and the NMP party. There was no water in Monjalo. There was no light. And when I come there, I see the road, I see the light. My grandmother wasn't live to see the light and the progress. But when I go there is light. I don't have to hold the big stone no more. The big stone gone. Everybody have water in front of the door. They have pipe inside the house. Mr. Boswin done well. So I support that caller 100%. Thank you, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, have a lovely day. God bless you.
All right, okay? My dear. Same to you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Yes, so again, the meetings for today, we have St. Andrew Northeast. That's in conference from 7 p.m. St. Andrew Southeast. That's going to be in Crowshoe near the Old Church for 6:30. St. George Southeast, Marion by Doreen Bain Charles Shop. That's at 6 p.m. Town of St. George, 4 Roads at 6:30 p.m. St. John, that's in Florida, at 6:30 p.m. Then tomorrow, because we can't talk tomorrow, so I have to tell you which one's today. So tomorrow we have St. Andrew Northeast in La Poterie from 7 p.m. St. Andrew Southeast, they're going to be in Grenville near the Old Church. Wait a minute. Yeah, there's an error on what they've given me here. There is a major error on what they've given me here. St. Andrew Southeast is not in Crowshoe. Crowshoe was last night, and I should have known better because I was in Crowshoe last night. Yes, St. Andrew Southeast is today in Grenville near to the Old Church. Yeah? Yeah, so lady who sent the list to me, you're sending the wrong thing for me. Nice, yeah. Crowshoe was last night. I was there. Right? And it wasn't near the Old Church. It was near to the near to Mr. Jones' shop. Yeah. So today, St. Andrew Southeast, that's the Honorable Emlyn Pear. She'll be in Grenville, near to the Old Church, all right? But tomorrow, St. Andrew Southwest, they're in Ford, next to Walker Shop. South St. George, Nicholas Steele, he's going to be in Top Calise from 6:30 p.m. Town of St. George, they'll be down in Independence Avenue. Yeah. Good morning, Helen Marie. Yeah, from 6:30. St. Mark, they'll be in Victoria by Shai's Bar from 6:30. And St. Patrick West in Mount Craven, close to the bathroom. All right? Good. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get into the inside of today's program. Yeah? Nice. Let me see if I could get because let somebody call in again. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Morning, Cami. How are you? Hello. Cami on that cell phone again. Yeah, let's see if we get another call. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Scott.
Hi, morning.
Devon, how are you?
Devon is not in this morning.
Okay, I didn't hear him, but I thought he was in.
No.
Well, I was calling to throw our meeting in South St. George for tomorrow night and to thank the people from Granans Valley area who turned out last night by Ira Shop. We had a very wonderful meeting. It was addressed by Brother Chester Humphrey, Peter David, and our candidate, of course. And we also had 2 local speakers. So the South is moving, and I just want to encourage everyone to keep on moving. Keep moving.
All right. Thank you very much, brother. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And you know, the NDC, they had a problem. Yeah, we know what their problem is. Their problem is leadership. So, NNP candidates and New National Party supporters, you have a responsibility. 25 days from now, yeah, like the 25 days to Christmas, these are the 25 days to election, right? So 25 days from now, you have a responsibility to help the National Democratic Congress. You have a serious responsibility. Your responsibility is to save the National Democratic Congress, because by soundly defeating them, you will help them to shed the leadership that they presently have. Yeah, they'll be able to finally get rid of the leadership or leaderlessship. Anyway, can't really call that leadership, but to shed themselves of the people who are in charge right now. They want your help. Don't think that members of the NDC and vote in New National Party because they know they need to get rid of the leadership, you know. They know they need to get rid of the leadership so they can wear the yellow t-shirts and go to the activities of the NDC. Yeah? They can go to the meetings of the NDC. But in 25 days from now, when they have that choice to make, we know that they will make a choice that is best for their party, the NDC, which is to vote for the NNP. And they will make the best choice for Grenada on a whole, which is to vote for the NNP. Yeah, we know that they'll make that decision. We have a call online.
Morning, Sheldon.
Morning, sir.
Yeah. When the election call, is it $300 for the
the nomination fee?
You have to pay.
Yeah.
Right. So it means that when the day of the election, everybody's starting from zero. So why give? I think everybody should have the same right to call to have a debate. Terry Forrester should debate with Nazim Buck. He should debate with the other party, and everybody should have debate. If they want to say that you must have a debate, there will be prejudice against the rest of the party if people depend on saying that the NDC want to debate with the NNP. So that means what happened to the other people? Because they want to put a point across, so everybody should have debate.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Well, my friend, when it comes to the issue of the debate, I see it actually as a non-issue.
Yeah, well, yeah. I know, but what I'm showing, these people that saying that, they're thinking about the American system. The American system is different, because what the Americans have, they have debate within their party to get somebody to run.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the 2 persons are independent, the 3 of them have a debate. Grenada is different. You have 15 people running. So if you want to have debate, the 15 people should have debate.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it. So this debate they call him for is non-existent. It don't make no sense.
Well, my brother, it's exactly who is calling for the debate. If it's calling by the committee that say that they're looking after the election, I don't think they have any moral authority to ask anyone to do anything again.
No.
After they had a press conference 1 week ago and refused to bring up the issue of the audio that we've been playing and will play again today.
Yes.
They don't have the moral authority to speak to anyone
no.
in relation to the issue of elections. They have, even if they had, which I don't believe they had in the first instance, even if they had a slight modicum of authority morally to speak and say, okay, we are the and I don't want to call them civil society because it's not civil society. It's a group of individuals that have come together and said that they are the ones that are going to oversee the electoral process in Grenada. No legislation for it, nothing in the constitution about it, nothing in the laws of Grenada about it, but they just decide that they come together and they're looking after it. Franca Bernardine came through the same door?
Yeah, because I can remember she was yesterday counting the election and all this thing, the result, and next thing I see she in Lagoon Road, she and what's her name, driving around in car with tin and drugging behind them up the morning of the election. And what's her name? Sandra Ferguson. They were down there driving them up and down after she finished count. All right then.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, and caller, you just sparked my memory back to something there, you know. Because I think I may have a photo hiding somewhere of that dating back to July 8, 2008 or July 9th, July 9th, 2008. I'm going to have to dip into my files, man. I'm really going to have to dip into my files, yeah? Nice. 440-7377. And so remember, yeah, South St. George, they are there in Upper Top Calais, yeah. Top Calais tomorrow. All right. So again, the meeting, St. Andrew Northeast, they're in conference this evening from 7 p.m. St. Andrew Southeast, they'll be in Grenville. Yeah, that's close to the old church from 6:30. St. George Southeast, they're in Marion by Doreen Bay and Charles Shop. That's from 6 p.m. Town of St. George, 4 Roads for 6:30. St. John, they're in Florida for 6:30. And tomorrow, yes, St. Andrew Northeast, they'll be in La Poterie from 7. St. Andrew Southwest in Ford, near Walker's Shop from 6 p.m. South St. George will be in Top Calais from 6:30. Town of St. George, Independence Avenue from 6:30. St. Mark, that's Victoria by Shai's Bar for 6:30. And St. Patrick West, Mount Craven, close to the bathroom for 6:30 p.m. All right, nice. We had the thing going there. Nice, all right, because you know it's some fellas asking for another bly and all kind of thing. Yeah, I heard Mr. Andal this morning. I heard him on WFM. Yeah, so I heard him this morning on with Shaggy and so. I'm sorry we didn't have the opportunity to call. There's some questions I would have wanted to pose to him. You know me, I just call and identify myself. I said, hey, Sheldon Scott. Yeah, just call him and tell them my name. And I ain't hiding. I ain't doing like other fellas try and put on African voice and thing to call. Yeah, calling as me. Yeah? He had the Grenadian Trinidadian accent, full blown. I don't hide who I am. Yeah? Nice. But you know what? We know the NDC problem because, you know, even last night in Rose Hill, Andal went back and he said something again, you know. Yeah, Andal went back and said something again. I mean, yeah, what to do the political leader? Let me hear what he was saying about the political leader there.
So she said, you're sounding good, mister. But I don't like Nazim. So I said to her, are you married? She said, no, but I'm living with my boyfriend. And I said to her, well, Nazim is living with his beautiful wife, so you don't have to like him.
Yeah, you heard that, right? Yeah, the man and your wife, so you don't have to like him. I can tell people that don't have to like No, hear that again. This is Mr. Joseph Andal. That's his first name. Yeah, Joseph Andal. As always, I know so much Andal, I just mix them up. Right? So this is Mr. Joseph Andal. And here he is speaking last night in Rose Hill.
In a period and an era where the hacking of emails,
she said you're sounding good, mister.
Tapping of telephones.
But I don't like Nazim. So I said to her, are you married? She said, no, but I'm living with my boyfriend. And I said to her, well, Nazim is living with his beautiful wife, so you don't have to like him.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing, yeah? Because, and it's not the first time he's talking about people don't like Nazim Burke. It's not the first time that the deputy to Nazim Burke is complaining that when he go out there and he's trying to campaign, he's having that problem where people don't like Nazim Burke. It's not the first time he complained about that. Yeah? We heard him before. That one was last night. This one is on the 25th of May, 2017.
Oh, NDC is a good party. Miss Annie is a nice lady. Andal is a good boy. But Nazim, ask them one question. Tell me what Nazim has done wrong.
We have a long list, you know. That list ain't go finish in a hurry. But anyway, ask the PRA and them, they could tell you. Anyhow, no, I mean, yeah, this is the deputy political leader of the NDC. This is not Sheldon Scott saying this, just saying that. No, this is the deputy political leader of the NDC that's making these statements. He's the one that's speaking about his political leader like that. I am continuing to tell you the story that there are people within the NDC. And NDCites, you listen to Hard Talk every day. The NDCites listen to Hard Talk as much as the NNPites. The only NDCites that not listening to Hard Talk are the ones that mash up the radio when they hear my voice already. He talking the truth, you know. But why they must allow him to talk the truth? So they cuff down the radio and they mash it up. They hold the radio and they box it up and they say, I give him good. But it's not me that don't have a radio now. It's you that don't have a radio. They turn the switch so hard. Yeah, some of them still at the dial. They turn it so hard. They break the switch on the radio. First, they're trying to take it off quick. Yeah? Don't like to hear your voice. Yeah? But it's not my voice you hear in there. This is your deputy political leader speaking about your leader. And they are having that problem. The NDC candidates continue to have that problem. When they go around, when they try to campaign, their campaign teams are coming back and telling them, we have a leadership problem. That's what the campaign teams are going back and telling the members of the NDC, that they have a problem. People don't like the leader. And then they want to say, we afraid him? No, your own NDC afraid him. Hear them. It's not we saying it. Joseph Andal, your deputy political leader, said. Let me hear him again.
Oh, NDC is a good party. Miss Annie is a nice lady. Andal is a good boy. But Nazim, ask them one question. Tell me what Nazim has done wrong.
Yeah, that is the problem he was having last year. And he's still complaining. He in the heat of the campaign. 25 days away from election. And the deputy political leader at the NDC is still having that problem. Hear him last night in Rosehill. Go up in Rosehill. Yeah. Hear him last night.
So she said, you're sounding good, mister. But I don't like Nazim. So I said to her, are you married? She said, no, but I'm living with my boyfriend. And I said to her, well, Nazim is living with his beautiful wife, so you don't have to like him.
Yeah, don't blame me. That is what the members of the NDC say they're going through. That is not Sheldon Scott. That is not an NNP candidate going out there and saying that about the NDC. That is not an NNP activist going out there and saying that about the NDC. That is the NDC saying that about the NDC. But you think Mr. Andal, the deputy leader at the NDC, was speaking on behalf of the two different candidates in St. Patrick on behalf of the NDC. You think it's only he having that problem? No, Persuader would tell you that when he meet people and he talking to them, he having the same problem too.
Boy, I concede Nas constituent. This is a man that argue with me every time we see each other. Boy, I love the party, but I can't take Nas. And I ain't voting for NDC, I just not voting.
That is not an NNPI talking there. That's not an activist of the New National Party. That's not an activist of the NNP. That is the NDC candidate for St. David complaining that they have a leadership problem. One, I just can't take Naz. And the next one, Nazim. You hear Andal talking it? Nazim, like it burning him, but that one hurting him. It grinding him like he need to use the bathroom. Nazim. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning.
Morning, Sheldon.
Morning.
Good morning to Devon, wherever he is, boy.
Yeah, he's out today.
Sheldon, I'm morning to Grenada, and I tell you, listening well. I'm listening to that tape today, Sheldon, and I'm seeing something there. And that's my opinion, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a man campaigning for 2025 as the leader of the NDC. You understand me? I'm seeing a man campaigning for 2025 as the leader of the NDC. And I'll go further to say this. I want to speaking to us as Grenadians now. We know that the NDC has done nothing. But let's suppose they had did something. Me, in my version of it, the deputy speaking like that, I see problems within that party if they were to be successful. And based on that, I would not, in my vote, give a party that kind of support. Because if you have a deputy speaking like that, I see that deputy looking and setting up himself to be the person in charge. That's all I'm seeing there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm. If you,
it's have a lot of pretenders to the throne.
How I understand politics, I know politics. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing somebody there that is preparing themselves for 2025 as the leader.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta be careful with that. You just have the split there, and people are calling for unity, but when you hear someone speak like that, you're laying the ground for another coup again. You see in the NDC.
But it's not him alone. It's different candidates been complaining that when they go out there is that problem with the leadership of the NDC, that people out in the constituencies are telling, and then they wonder why they have a meeting. That in years gone by, the NDC may have had a meeting in an area and had, let's say, 100, 200 people in that area. Now they go there and they could barely pull 15.
And Sheldon, you played the tape, right? And if you listen to the tape and analyze the tape, he haven't addressed the young lady or the woman. He haven't addressed her. As a matter of fact, he insulted her. By replying to her, Nazim is happily married. Nazim is at home with his beautiful wife. What are you implying? That she is ugly or her husband is not not to give them any advice, but sometimes people just go in people's place and ask to be thrown out. Because if you step inside my house and talk to me like that, I'm showing you the door. Because, I'm telling you, right there and then you disrespect me. You don't have to tell me I'm ugly, or you don't have to tell me my boyfriend or husband, whoever is ugly. But when you make that statement, that's what I'm getting from you. So, hey, go ahead, exit yourself through the door. Because you can't go asking somebody for a vote and talking that type of language. You can't reply to the person. The person said to you that they have a problem with Nazim. You turn and you ask them, are they married? First of all, you're getting personal with them. You're getting personal with them, which you should not do. And on top of that, no, you haven't even tried to say, well, I don't want to give them any advice. I'm not going to give them no advice. But he haven't even addressed the problem of what she is complaining about. So then how do you expect me to give you that vote when you came to visit me and you haven't even addressed what I'm talking about? You see, this is the thing of these people, and sometimes we get it all twisted with that we are so knowledgeable when sometimes the simple common sense that we are lacking to understand how to relate to people.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people get mixed up with that. You could be you could have a PhD, and if you don't have common sense and know how to level down and reason to whoever you're reasoning to, then it makes no sense.
All right.
It makes no sense.
Okay, my brother. I'd like to thank you.
Yeah, Sheldon. Thank you very much.
All right. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. We have a call on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Morning, my dear.
Good morning, darling.
Yes, how are you?
From Bellevue South.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, darling. I'm just calling this morning to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I came here in 1979.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There was no road to walk, no anything. I came here with 3 children.
Just tell people where you're calling from, eh?
Bellevue South.
In Carriacou. Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I came here with 3 children and 1 on the way. And I had to pay people to help me to tote my children out from Bellevue South to town, because I could not pick them up to put in, because they was so bad in Bellevue South that I could not walk with my kids. Okay? I go back and I come back here in 89. Having 4 children and my husband. And I see I could have walked up and down. Therefore, I make a decision that we'll put a little building down here. Right? Now, I come, and when I come, I get with the NNP. I don't want to call no party name here now. NNP. And I see what they've done. And I join the NNP. Now, what I am saying, after we put our building, others came here, right, and put their building down as well. No, you cannot stop people from doing what they want, and I don't want to interfere with people. But when they're bringing down Elvin Nimrod to me and the Prime Minister, and things, I don't want to hear. Because you know why, Mr. Scott, I'm saying that? I spend all my money in Bellevue South here, right? And I have to go the right way for my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren come back here. And if I don't go the right way, therefore, my money will go down, and my children will come here, and my house will be standing broken down, right? And I'm hoping that I could go out here, although I'm not very well, and put my ex on, and I'm hoping, right, somebody sensible who win this election. Mr. Scott, I love everybody, but I do not like when one come here and pretend to people that they are better off and they're this and they're that and they follow the one. Because I'm not one we're going to follow anybody. Because I was the first in Bellevue South and I saw what happened. So therefore, right, I'm not saying NDC won't have a chance, but not now. Okay? Right? Here I have to build up first before, if God allow me, because I want my children to come back here. Mr. Scott, thank you very much for talking and things, but I just talk my mind, right?
Okay.
I went to the hospital yesterday, right, and I've been properly treated. I've been treated like I think I was the queen, right? And therefore, I think Carriacou, Grenada, Pitimatnik is getting on the foot, and I will not go on and say anything about the Prime Minister or Elvin Nimrod or anything like that. Thank you very much, Mr. Scott, listening to me. And anybody will listen to me and they want to reply, please reply because I could say the wrong thing. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Love you all.
Okay, love you too. Don't say the wrong thing. Oh, God, don't say the wrong thing. All right? Let me say a special good morning to the Honorable Alvin Dabrio. Yeah, so we're heading to Florida later as well, huh? Yeah, Florida. I think I'm passing in all. Yeah. I might even get conference a touch as well. Yeah. Because we know Skeeter is sweeter. 4407377. That's a 4407377. Yeah, just before we go back to the phone lines again, though. Yeah. I mean, if all you're planning to cut the man truth, and let me say that, I'm talking about political truth, because that's the NDC. These days when I say things, if I don't clarify, they take it and they run with it like a bunch of little sissies. Yeah? So let me clarify. I'm talking about his political truth. If you are looking to depose the man, yeah, we know you are stuck with him. 25 days to election, there's nothing you can do. You're stuck with him. We know the knives will be out. Allegorically and otherwise. We know that the political knives will be out come the 14th of March. We know that is what's going to happen. Who's saying that they go be the political leader? Who's saying them alone go win the seat and they're going to be the opposition leader and all kind of talk. Yeah, making deals with people within the organization. So the deputy leader make his statement. The man putting it out there now, so he go always say, well, I did say so. So last night.
So she said, you're sounding good, mister. But I don't like Nazim. So I said to her, are you married? She said, no, but I'm living with my boyfriend. And I said to her, well, Nazim is living with his beautiful wife, so you don't have to like him.
No, you don't have to like him. All right, no problem. Yeah, I go vote for somebody I don't like. There must be a reason I don't like them. which means that they are not in line. I mean, if a person likes everything that you like, does everything that you do, believes in the same thing that you do and everything, you tend to like the person. You don't find a person that into everything as you and you just don't like the person. I mean, come on, man. Yeah? But that was him last night in Rose Hill, and this was him last year.
Oh, NDC is a good party. Miss Annie is a nice lady. Andal is a good boy. But Nazim, ask them one question. Tell me what Nazim has done wrong.
He planned some innocent bush in Carriacou. Some innocent bush. The man went quite, leave Grenada and go quite in Carriacou and plan us some innocent bush. Yeah, that is something wrong he do. All right? Then you have Persuader. Yeah, he and all anything, you know. Yeah, hear him.
Boy, I concede Nas constituent. This is a man that argue with me every time we see each other. Boy, I love the party, but I can't take Nas. And I ain't voting for NDC, I just not voting.
Yeah, don't blame me. It's not me saying that. Hey, Mr. Patrick Simmons, you in that too, ain't it? Yeah.
Are you finding, though, that as you talk to people, are there any real concerns about the leadership of your organization?
Of course.
Because it seems to be cropping up a lot.
Of course, you get that feedback all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be able to deal with it. Okay. Now, you will go certain place in the constituency and in the parish, and they will say to you, okay, well, I don't mind voting for you, but I can't vote for Nas. My issue is that, okay, you can't vote for Nas, but in the first instance, it's not Nas you're voting for.
Mm-hmm.
You're voting for Simmons, or you're voting for Hilaire, or you're voting for Philip, or Qualis.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Nas is a leader. Yes, of course, but I'm saying to you too that if you have strong representation within your parish, or within your constituency, then whatever negatives you've seen there, the negatives could be able to be managed.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, we have to take into context too that a lot has been said about the political leader of the National Democratic Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of propaganda is centered around it to make sure that he's been put it, or the face that they want him to represent is a face that one that is a demon.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it's not us that say that. It's not we that say that. Yeah? That is Mr. Patrick Simmons, and he speaks on behalf of all 4 of the NDC candidates in St. Andrew. When they go, and obviously it's not the NNP people to go be reporting on, they're reporting on the NDC people. When they go to them, they're telling them straight, they don't like the leader. Yeah? They say, hey, Trixo, me have no problem with you, you know. But you see that man, boy? That man, I can't see that man as Prime Minister, boy. Yeah. And then you hear
Trixo is like fairly assessed and based on everything that you know and looking to what do you think probably needs to be done? Because like in a very simple way, I think politics and your profession is a lot of salesmanship.
Yes.
You need to have integrity, you need to have a heart, and you need to, but it's a lot of salesmanship is if I buy what you're selling. And I had to buy the whole thing.
Yes.
The smile, the look, you know, that sort of thing, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
So do you think that, you know, that he's been assessed fairly? That, you know, when you hear from people, because you know a different person, I'm sure.
Definitely.
So when you go into your constituency and people tell you, and even like maybe hardcore NDC people say to you, Simmons, I ain't not really feeling that man, you know. And, you know, I mean, how is that? How can you overcome that?
Okay. No, what I try to point out to them is that some of the things that they have highlighted about Mr. Book in terms of his personality, I try to make comparison to how it used to be and how it is right now. And the truth of the matter is that you can see a change in the way that he interacts with the communities compared to how it used to be in the past. The way that he dressed and probably his facial expression and all these things are things that he has been working on. I know that for a fact because you could see it. There were in the early days when he will come to probably the parish and you feel uncomfortable. Right now, if Mr. Book or if Nas come to the constituency, you feel.
Yeah, but Mr. Simmons, we have to ask the question that Randall Robinson has been asking, you know?
How has he changed? Maybe he has changed his clothes. But does a leopard lose its spots or a zebra its stripes? The sad truth is, some people will say anything to get back into power. But people are asking, can a 1 cent change?
Yeah, hi Randall. Yeah, is that you?
How has he changed? Aha, maybe he has changed his clothes. But does a leopard lose its spots or a zebra its stripes? The sad truth is, some people will say anything to get back into power. But people are asking, can a 1 cent change?
Yeah, I mean, even Claudette been having she problems and thing when she out there trying to campaign, you know.
And those of you who keep voting for the NNP out of sheer loyalty, those of you who, when I go to do door-to-door, you tell me if I cut you, you would bleed green. This is what you are voting for. So stop all the emotional voting about who you like and who you do not like, and vote for yourself, your children, and your grandchildren. All right? This is serious business.
Yeah, she been having them problems and them too when she goes out there. Everywhere she go, we voting Peter. But why you voting? We voting Peter. Go on the carnage. Could you vote? We voting Peter. She go for a road. We voting Peter. She go Dabo. We voting Peter. So now she complaining. Don't complain, complain. Do not complain, complain. Because these are the very same people that you go up in New York and call needy and greedy. Hold on with the phone calls. I go come to the phone line. I'm playing clips right now. We go come to the phone line. Hold on there. There's the same people who went up in New York at a town hall meeting. But like they forget themselves and they don't realize in this modern era, when they say something up there, we go get it down here. Yeah? So they went up in New York and they calling the same people to go in and ask for a vote within the next 25 days. Needy and greedy.
And those not only relate to poor and vulnerable, but people of all walks of life. A friend of mine likes to say we have two kinds of people who tend to follow the other side, the needy and the greedy. So, and to some extent, that is correct.
Don't blame us. It's you that go out and say a thing, you know, and then when they question you about it.
You got to know your audience. You know, if you're speaking, even
That's
you know
true.
you do the pocket meetings. I
Right.
say something different.
In other words, her belief is that some people in some areas dunce and some people in some areas intelligent. So when Miss Claudette goes to the carnage, she goes to speak to the guys on the carnage in one way, and then she's going to go to Four Roads and speak to them a different way, and then she'll go somewhere, let's say Independence Avenue or Marine Villa, and speak to them a different way, because she believes that some people dunce. So different audience, different way. Okay, all right, let me hear you.
In River Road, and I was on the carnage.
But people, yes, true, and that's smart and that's strategic. But as politicians, though, you have to be careful as well, because there have been some statements ascribed to you, Claudette, that you said somewhere that the NNP people are needy and greedy. Help us out.
I said that in a town hall meeting in New York. I'll tell you why I said that. Because I have assessed what happened now. You would know some people, as I do, who support the new National Party. And they will go to the hilt to defend what is, in fact, indefensible. Things that are just indefensible. They would defend, they would attempt to defend, right? And when you assess, by and large, these people are either affiliated with the new National Party because of what they get. They benefit.
But my brothers and sisters, you vote for a political organization to form a government to bring benefits to your country. And when it brings benefits to your country, those benefits trickle down to you. So what are you supposed to do? Just vote for somebody for nothing? When you vote for a political organization, yeah, there's the understanding that I see this political organization as the best one that's going to deal with issues that can or are affecting me. For instance, when it comes to health care. You would not put a group of people in power if you don't believe they can handle health care. And that's why I think that my good friend Kennedy Roberts must have gone off his bonkers, because he could never make a proper argument to me or any sensible person in the state of Grenada that the NDC is the better party to deal with the issue of health care. He can never make an honest statement to any of us stating that. Because we know, what's the NDC? Get rid of the cancer program. And there's another story when it comes to the cancer program too, you know. There's another story that a lot of people don't know when it comes to the cancer program. Outside of sending back Dr. Nimatali. Yeah? When during the reign of the NDC, Derek James, the same Derek James that they don't like, he had organized and get some chemo drugs for cancer mixing, for the cancer mixing chamber here in Grenada. Yeah? So those chemo drugs had come in, and so they made no attempt to install the machinery to provide chemotherapy. Chemotherapy cancer treatment. After they got rid of Dr. Nematali and they allowed the Digicel program, funded program that was providing cancer treatment to close down, yeah, they made no attempt to install that equipment to provide chemotherapy to people who are suffering from cancer right here in Grenada. Yeah? The nurses, the same nurses that they're saying they're going to defend right now, the same nurses that they refused to hire them, they wanted to go and do the bushing at the side of the road because they have the qualification, they have the family to take care of, and the NDC government refused to hire any of them. You know what happened to one of the nurses? One of the nurses ended up ill because she ended up mixing the chemotherapy medication without the proper equipment. And she's ill right now. She's ill. That was the so-called competency at the NDC when it came to healthcare. That when you had to get drips, they were reusing tubes, taking them and wash them and hang them in the hospital towards the seaside to dry. And while they're doing that, have the steel structure stand up, they're rusting. And while they're doing that, refusing to buy tires and battery for ambulances. Ambulance park up, starting to rust, they wouldn't buy it. These people know anything about healthcare? Able-bodied men to lift people from downstairs to upstairs. Ask yourself 25 days to election why it doesn't hear Ann Peters. Ask yourself that question. If the NDC had to get somebody to speak on healthcare, wasn't she the best person to put forward to go and speak on the issue of healthcare? Because within herself, she knows that there is no possible way she can go and tell people to accept the NDC as the party to deal with the issue of healthcare. You had the Miracle Eye program. The NDC came in, that was the end of the Miracle Eye program. You had dialysis treatment. The NDC came in, that was the end of the dialysis program, and the plans that all know you to have a proper operating dialysis facility close to the general hospital offering that service. But instead of getting rid of the dialysis program, what did the new National Party do? Assist the people with finances who are going through dialysis treatment. And right now, in conjunction with one of the major pharmaceutical companies internationally, have started an in-house dialysis treatment program. That is the government that cares about people. But NDC, they are better when it comes to healthcare. There's a lot more we can say. Let me take a phone call. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that person changed their mind. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning.
Good morning. Can I speak to Senator, please?
You're on air, my dear.
What I'm calling you for, how are you?
I'm fine.
All right, and I also, morning to the listeners. What I call to say is this. I listened to the other program this morning, the host, and I find that this host man continue to say the same things over and over and over. There is nothing new. And even those that he is speaking to, his followers, they continue to give him the same tune as whatever he's saying. They continue to say the same thing. But what is my problem? My problem is I find that he has no respect at all for the office of the Prime Minister, because he continued to call the man nasty, wicked, he's a crook, and so forth and so forth. And I find that is very intolerable. I don't find that is something that he should be saying every day like that. And the thing is, he continue to say the same thing over and over. And the people who calls continue to back him up. There is one man that is blind. I don't know the man, but this man comes on practically every day, and he says certain things, and he's telling people who they should vote for. And this morning, I heard him say, call Mr. Boeing a crook, and said what he did, and saying that Mr. Boeing could sue him. He don't care. But I think for a man that is blind, he doesn't seem to be a young person. I think he should have some kind of respect for himself, because every time he comes on, he has hatred in his heart, and he continues to speak these kind of things, saying Mr. Boeing this, and he's a crook, and so on and so on. And he could even the host of that program, 7 o'clock this morning, had to tell him, well, I cannot say that, because I don't know that. And he's saying, yes, he can sue me, and I don't care. What hatred these people have in their heart for the Prime Minister. What does the Prime Minister, didn't they hear? I don't know if they were there in the stadium when we was there for the independence. Didn't they hear the reception the Prime Minister got? He wasn't even out of his car. As soon as his name was announced, you heard the reception that he got. I was feeling so proud. I was feeling so good. And in the end, even when he came out of the car, the reception that he had to acknowledge by waving to the crowd, he got the highest reception. Because you know why? Because they're saying that he did this, he made bubble, he is crooked, and all this kind of thing. There is no Prime Minister that is perfect, or no president that is perfect. Everybody, it can make mistake. No one is perfect. If what he did, he trusted the people who came into the country to make the country a better place. He trusted them, and they did that. Why should you say that he should be locked up, he should be tried? What crime has he committed? So it makes me feel so bad to hear the people of Grenada saying these kind of things. Some of the people
don't let
saying
it
this kind of things.
frustrate you now.
Because I think what they should look at is the way Grenada has improved and is on the map of the world. They can get money borrowed from the IMF and other places because of the economy of the country. There are big countries that I know that cannot get money. They turn them down. So I feel so proud of this little island because it's on the map all over the world. So I just have to say that. It made me feel so sick to hear the things that are being said. I am a born Grenadian. I don't live here. But when I come here, I feel so proud of the country to see the work that the Prime Minister and his team is doing for them. And they cannot tell people who to vote for. The opposition man went on air and said that the Prime Minister is getting on like a gutter rat and all these kind of things. How could you, looking for a position as a Prime Minister, and saying things? And what did the Right Honorable Dr. Mitchell said? What did he say about him? He said, Brother Buck, I feel sorry for you. Did you hear the address that he gave to them? I want people to open their eyes, because people might have education, but they don't have common sense. So I just want to call you because it makes me feel so bad to hear the things every day that this host is going on, and the people are backing him up. And even if anyone from the NNP try to phone, he cuts them off. So I just wanted to air this because it really pained me.
No problem, my
and I
dear.
want him to know the reception that the Prime Minister get. I don't see anybody, and those others that were there, they didn't get that reception. So I think they should change the twang and speak something good about the Prime Minister, because they must have respect.
All right,
for
caller.
his
Okay.
office.
Relax. Hello. No, we wouldn't get into that. When I say ting, right? End of story. Nice. Relax.
Have respect for his office.
You ain't listening, my dear. You have to listen. No, you have to listen, right? We could have a conversation. Enough of it now, right? Good, nice. 4407377. Let's go to the phone line again. I'm playing more clips, Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, my dear.
Good morning to you, Brother Sheldon and Brother Devon. I want to have a little dialogue this morning. And I will have to take it a little slow but a little fast. I heard on a certain platform on Sunday, that an individual was saying that if he was the minister for St. David's, what happened on Lasages Beach would not have happened. I want these people to really sit down, examine themselves, examine and take a close look at the people who they have right around them, right on the platform there themselves, and really look at them. Check the faces, check the family line, check the bloodline, and let me know if they was the minister, what happened on Lasages would not have happened, because the corporate people is right there with them. I also want them to know that the person who have the problem for 33 years and now see the light, I would like him to examine himself and remember which cell in the prison should have been his own. I just want them to take that with a pinch of salt. Check themselves, check their supporters, check the people around them. And when they cast in the first stone, make sure they cast it on the right lot. You have a blessed day this morning.
All right, but dear, unless you're talking about the same person that leave the prison and from the prison they go straight into the NDC. Anyway, that's another story for another time, eh? All right, nice. This time about thing, I had to behave myself. It's Lent. I had to behave. All right, it's Lent. I'm behaving myself. All right. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. Let me check back on the live. What's going on the live day? All right, Jasmine, good morning. Tavani, hey, Rhonda, good morning. Ella, Barbara, Kinza, Jasmine, Mary, Shirley, Leslie Hills, okay. Stephen, I'm seeing Carl there. Jasmine, Aline, Natalie. Natalie, you're looking for my attention? Excuse me. One thing you will never be able to do is derail me from what I'm doing. When they send you all and you think you'll get personal with me and cause me to leave what I'm doing to deal with you, girl, bye. Tati, good morning. Jillian, good morning to you. Gustin and Leslie. Yeah, Leslie, I spoke to you earlier this morning already. Candy, each and every one of you on the live, remember to like and share. Right now, you've got to like and share the live, right? Like and share the live. They want my attention. That's all my attention you're going to get. Yeah. My political party wasn't the party that brought people to say this.
I challenge parents and I challenge young people to come out in their numbers and vote. And I said to the parents, if they're not going to vote, put them out. If your children are not going to vote, put them out. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but that is how serious I consider the right to exercise your franchise.
Yeah, it's not my political party. Bring a man here to say that to Grenadians. That was not me. All right? Yeah, what, you know, they're getting crazy so far? Yeah, because this was you all just a few weeks ago, you know.
Call the thing, Doc. Call the debt. Repeat it after me. Call the debt.
Call the election. Call the election. We're ready for you.
Yeah, you're ready, but now you get the election and you're getting crazy. All you're getting jittery. All you're getting frightened. Not frightened, they're getting frightened. They're past the stage of frightened. They're getting frightened. All right? And the day after they're saying call the date, they come in and tell you the brooks.
Well established that the NDC is much less funded than the other parties. Much less so. And we invite Grenadians to support our party by assisting us with funds. We are way below the required amount, and it's a wonderful opportunity to invite all Grenadians who would like to see a change, who would like to see an improvement in the economic situation, people who would like to see a new approach to health care and health financing, and greater empowerment of the people. If they would make some funds available to us, we are willing to accept from $5, $10, any amount would assist in, improving our preparedness. We are willing to do...
Yeah, you see, yeah. On the 29th, Sunday the 29th, they're telling you they're ready. On Monday the 30th, they're telling you they ain't ready because they ain't have money. So they're asking you to give them a look at $10, $20, $5, them kind of thing. You understand? No wonder doesn't see man like Vince and them in Tonga again. Talking about Vince. Vincent, you remember on the 19th of September 2012 when Ali Gill was speaking? I wonder who he was speaking about when Vincent Roberts, you. I wonder who he was speaking about when he was making statements about certain things.
In a period and an era where the hacking of emails, the tapping of telephones of private citizens are glorified.
Yeah, that was Ali Gill speaking right at after the expulsion of members and so from the NDC political organization. Yeah, and remember, the very said Ali Gill was also a cabinet minister of the NDC. In fact, I had my own instance of Mr. Patrick Simmons as minister at the point in time when I was still attached to the Ministry of Youth, telling me that they have ways and means of accessing the information that I may have in my email and on my phone. So don't come trying to play innocent now and talk about who's spying and who's spying and who's spying all your macro. Yeah. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Brother Sheldon, I want to say, when you look at NMP, NMP is a party of unity, a party of love, a party that cares about people. When you look at NDC, you'll find confusion and chaos in the party. All right? Because firstly, you have you have somebody that is a lying, lazy leader. You don't get my work. But you have a leader in the community who goes out and work. And whenever he travels in any countries, he brings back something for the people of Grenada. All right? So when you see NMP is a party that provides people. As a government, government you have to provide. That's your purpose, is to provide for the people of Grenada. I want to say NMP provide better health care. They provide water. They provide light to home. When you look at the people in the rural area, when the train has us to do homework, some of them lamp, mass and two. But right now in the rural area, the majority of home, all the home have current in it. Right? The electricity where they could do the homework when they come from school night time. Right? While NMP providing, NDC taking away. NMP provide housing for people. What NDC giving up. Right? So the NMP is the party that provide because they care, they love people. You look at the infrastructure, look at it again. When NDC trying to stop, NMP building infrastructure for people. They're building the people lifestyle so that people can go forward and have a better living condition. And what NDC doing? Criticize, just criticize, no solution. What they're speaking on the platform, only trying to pull down and to destroy, playing the role of Satan. But NMP is there to build people's lifestyle, to encourage people to go forward in their life and have a better way of life. So when you look at that, at these two parties, you could see definitely come election day 2008 on the 13th of March, Grenada people, when you go out and vote for the party that cares about you. Vote for the party that loves you. And when you go out and vote not because you like a man. But if you know you like a man, that man is a waste of time. He can't do nothing for you. I met like somebody with the party and that could build and take Grenada forward is NMP. And I was asking the people of Grenada, make the right choice. Make the right choice because NMP love them and NDC don't love. And NMP is the party that put people first. They put people first. And they don't only tag that. When they demonstrate where they put people first. NDC they tag. Because they come back in the same old trick in 2013 election. What they going to do for the Imani. But I want the Imani to remember what they promised $1,000. And all of them went home. Some of them went and take mortgage in different farms. And what happened? Courts, parcel, have to come back and take you back. It's very embarrassing. But NMP is a party that loves them and cares about them, and we want to see them have a better life. And I want to say to the people of Grenada, support NMP 100%. Get up early, go out and vote. And when you go out with your neighbors, and let them vote for NMP, the party that will take them forward.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, remembering the meetings for today. That's St. Andrew Northeast. They're in conference. Sister Keita Lewis. Yeah, she's in St. Andrew Northeast. That's going to be at 7 p.m. in conference. St. Andrew Southeast. Yeah, the Honorable Emlyn Pear. She'll be in Grenville, near to the old church. That's from 6:30 p.m. St. George Southeast. They're in Marion by Doreen Bay and Charles Shop from 6 p.m. Town of St. George, 4 Roads from 6:30 p.m. And St. John, yeah, that's the Honorable Alvin Dabrio. This is your son of the soil. He'll be there in Florida from 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow, meetings for tomorrow, St. Andrew Northeast, they move on to La Poterie. Yeah, St. Andrew Southwest, they're going to be in Ford near to Walker's shop. South St. George, Top Calise from 6:30. Town of St. George, they're going to Independence Avenue from 6:30. St. Mark, they'll be in Victoria by Shai's Bar at 6:30. And St. Patrick West, Mount Craven, close to the bathroom at 6:30. All right, I think we have a call online. Good morning.
Morning, how you doing?
Hey, I'm fine.
Yeah, Shirley, you're on, man.
I'm great.
Oh, boy. Trying to get you a long time now. Boy, we had a nice meeting last night in Tempe.
Yes,
it was well attended.
I see the photos, man.
Oh, man, definitely. I look for you. I didn't see you, but it was good. And I so we are close to about 400. Definitely.
Yeah, I would think so from the photos I saw.
I know there's few of them that come around and they see. And I know they're moving in the pants now. They just make sure definitely that they might change their mind. They might change their mind now and say, well, that's the way to go.
All right, my brother.
You understand? So, Shelly, we are worried, but don't, as I tell you again, don't worry about notice. We already cover notice, and we have it under control. All we have to do, when the day comes, the 13th, we go there and we place with X by the house, and that's all we got to do. And then we go there in the large numbers and do what we have to do. You
all
understand?
Right. No problem.
So we have no problem with that, Jelly. Good man. Don't worry. Right.
All right. As I say, by nature, I am very careful. Yeah? So when it comes to that, I ain't taking nothing for granted. Brother man, election day, make sure you do all that is necessary. Yeah? And bring the voters out. Yeah? Don't have nobody that's supporting you and they ain't come out and vote by 12 o'clock, you know. By 12 o'clock, them votes and them in Northeast supposed to be inside. Yeah? The polling station opens at 6. We had the interview yesterday with the Parliamentary Electoral Office. The polling stations open at 6 and they close at 5. By 5 o'clock, you should have voted long time. We ain't looking to reach late. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, boss.
Morning.
Morning. You know, it will take Grenadians to wait until some outside organization give Dr. Mitchell the kind of recognition he really deserves, you know. We here failing to recognize. They're waiting until somebody else said they do it and then they go see they jump up helter skelter. I want to give him all kind of an award. We have him in our hands, you know. We have him here. He belongs to us. He's the greatest leader Grenada ever seen. Democratically chosen. And it's no hidden thing about that. That is not a secret. You know who you hate, who you like now. What is true? And you go take the truth there, put it in a bottle, throw it in the deepest part of the ocean. And what you remember? The truth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You will remain in the bottle, the truth, you could bury the deepest part under the earth. Whatever time you spend there as the truth, you know. So, I don't know, we can't deny what is true. I listening now, and this speak a lot about Grenadian having hardship in paying utility bills and what and what.
But that... wait, hold on. Brother, where they say that? Where they say that?
Hey?
Where they say that? Tell me because I want to go and get a clip.
No, well, I don't know if you're able to get a clip, but the song is all about the place. Hardship, Grenadians having it hard because they don't work in and they have to pay bills here and there.
And this is saying that?
That are regular words, you know?
The same NDC that's supporting Grand Lake?
Well, that is what I want to make them know.
All right, okay.
They making point about paying bills. And, you know, in a smart way, they're trying to avoid speaking about Grand Lake, you know. You're calling all other bills, the internet, those internet companies and what the government have to look into them. You know, the Canadian people paying how much a month for bills and then things and this and that and the other. So I'd say myself, something has to be wrong with these people and them. And this he right now is in love with Grand Lake. And so anything that they do, Grenadian people, they pretend they ain't see, they ain't hear, they don't know because they don't want to lose what they expect, what they believe they might get. So they pretending what they know, you know, what they know, they pretending they don't know it, you know. They know Grenadians have it difficult when it comes to Grand Lake. Grand Lake have a lot of big stones around the Grenadian people neck when it comes to this bill, with a lot of different laws. For example, if you get your Quran cut off, unfortunately you can't pay your cut off. Well, you get the money, you go back and pay the bill, you pay the reconnection fee. You have one, you have to pay a deposit, I forgot the name of that one. Well, you hardly have the money to pay the Quran bill. Where you getting this money to pay this deposit now to get the Quran back in yours, plus the reconnection fee now? Mr. Buck will sit down there, a human being, he called himself, with intention to take care of this Grenadian people affairs as a leader. And we're satisfied to see Grenlec run Grenada in that form and say there isn't anything wrong. Dr. Mitchell want to get his hands in Grenlec money. He want to get a taste of the money he want. I mean, you will be so unreasonable and trying to make Grenadian believe that is stupid.
And is it, do you, my brother, let me ask a question though. I believe Grenlec has filed a suit against the government, and since last year, I have been saying to the listeners of Hard Talk, they could go back in the programs and they'll see that I said it, that I said the moment that Dr. Mitchell announces the election date, between that day that he announces the election date and election day, Grenlec will take the government of Grenada to court. So said, so done. So said, so done. That between the date that he announced the election and election day, I said it several times on this program. Well, and so said, so done. Because I know that's the tactics.
They're so happy. If you hear Grenlec NDC rejoice over the if you hear Grenlec rejoice over this thing, you could never imagine. I mean, NDC rejoice over this thing. You could never imagine it is against the people of Grenada. Grenlec going with that court matter, you know. He swear to God, is Kit Mitchell going after, and they want to take Kit Mitchell money away from him, you know.
Before we go any further, let us specify something here. When we say Grenlec, we're not talking about the linesmen that going all over the place and fixing. We're not talking about the nice ladies at the cash counter and the staff at Grenlec. They are merely workers within the organization, and they do an extremely excellent job at what they do. And they are fellow Grenadians, they are brothers or sisters, our cousins, our children in some instances. We love them. But we're speaking here about the owners of the company. The owners of the company.
Yeah,
they are the ones that are doing this thing.
Send that message wrong sometime. We need to let the people know exactly, because the whole idea about this thing, they have it wrong. We don't send it out wrong, because it's like a Grenlec and a government
in war. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we don't have it wrong. And the part about is health care, I believe we have it wrong. And this don't mean health, no, hell. It could never be health to what they have done to the people of Grenada with health is concerned. They're speaking of hell. And I think we cannot miss switching and saying it's health. It could never mean health when you slow down a dialysis program and allow numbers of people to die because of failure of the service. I mean, you well know if programs slow down what it is like to the people that depend on that service inside Grenada. You purposely slow down the program because you're thinking the people that run the program is them NMP affiliate people. You purposely slow down the program to hurt the Grenadian people. I mean, when all these things is done, and now you come back, I listen to Mr. Andal on our program this morning, and listen him good. I say, this man and them really believe it's a few Grenadians that go to school and the rest don't have sense, you know. Because the thing he speaks about is that NDC was there not too long ago, and nothing of that kind was touched. He speaks about government ministers then getting involved in this, giving people work and them kind of stuff. I know of an office in St. Andrews, they used to call it the outreach office, where people go and give their names to get work. They say they wanted to move it away from what NMP was doing, different to what NMP was doing, fine. They had the outreach office, people was going to give their names, expecting to be called for a job, whatever work they have. Well, more or less was the road work that was mostly coming from that point. I know the NDC hacks and them used to come and take the book from the outreach office. Take the book from the outreach office after the people give their names there, and go and sit down in a particular community center among themselves now and scan out who is NMP, who is NDC to give the work, you know. After the people go in the outreach office and give their name and expecting things to be done there, they take it and give in the hacks on them now, and they go and sit down in that building and scan out who is NMP, who is NDC. So when the road work time starts, only NEC that get in. Tell us how much time we're going to give your name. Once you're the NMP, you can survive. So they're making us to believe transparency. Everything is proper now because you're going to outreach office and give your name. But it was even worse than what was going on under NMP. And that is what they feel they could continue to do and make people believe, they have sense and we're stupid. Have a nice day, boss.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, I feel like going back into my clips again. Yeah, because people just forget. All kind of man coming to you now and telling you, oh, he was given the constituency by Mr. Let. Poor Mr. Let, may you rest in peace. Come saying that how Mr. Let endorse him. Oh, Mr. Let, hear him.
My brothers and sisters, I was called to serve. I was called to serve by this goodly gentleman, Brother Tillman Thomas, in 2013. And it's on this very same ground, my brothers and sisters, with a rally of this magnitude, I was endorsed by a man called Michael Dennis Lett. May his soul rest in peace.
Yes, indeed, yeah. But we want to know how Mr. Lett, who was on his dying bed at that point in time, when you're speaking about, because that rally was on the Sunday, the 20th of January 2013, Mr. Lett passed away, unfortunately, on the 28th of January 2013. How could he have endorsed you at that rally? There's no picture of him there. There's no indication of anybody for representing him there. So how you get endorsed by him, bro? Seriously, I really want to know this one. Yeah? And I'm holding on the phone calls. I'll go in and play some clips, yeah? You have to expose them. You have to say it exactly as it is. You want to come out and think it's not true. It's simply not true. You all had been treating him as a pariah. You had been treating him as a pariah. Yeah? And then you come in and play like, what kind of thing? Yeah. That is why, when it comes to a political leader, yeah, that is why Mr. Brizan had to say what he say when he was asked that question on the 6th of January 2011 on the Business Files program. That is why Mr. Brizan had to make that statement.
You were very high during the campaign in praise of the Minister of Finance because you thought he had the background and the training, etc., with regard to handle the problems that we are facing. What is your feeling now after 2.5 years?
Well, I'm a bit disappointed, speaking honestly.
Would you care to say why?
Well, keep the disappointment private.
Fair enough.
That's not me talking. That is the founding father of the National Democratic Congress, now deceased, former Prime Minister, former political leader of the NDC, the late George Brizan. And that is what he had to say about the man who is presently the political leader of the NDC. That is what he had to say about him. They didn't even used to check him for advice.
I am surprised that they have not come to you, and I guess I have said that. I wanted the last question I had in that regard is, from what you have said that they don't come to you, assume that you really don't have much influence on the government or the party.
That is correct.
Again, I assume that a lot of us...
They're assuming that I have influence, but that is not correct.
In fact, the rumors around that you're part of what is called the second cabinet.
That's wrong.
That is wrong.
If there's any second cabinet, that is wrong.
So you really, George Brizan, have really no influence on the party or the government?
Correct.
I hope that they are listening and they would change that approach and reach out to you and to Sir Nicholas Bradford for suggestions and advice.
But it's up to them.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I will not give any advice to anyone like that. I will only give advice if I'm asked. And once I give advice, you would know. I've known George Brizan. Once he gives advice, you have to do what he says.
Yes.
Because if you don't, he will give you no more advice.
Yeah, that's the voice of the late George Brizan. Or somebody will come and say that he endorsed Nazimberg? Well, if I could do it with Mr. Let and Persuade, I might try that with Mr. George Brizan. He said he's disappointed in him. He was disappointed in him. That's not me. That is Mr. George Brizan said that. Yeah? So don't blame me. He doesn't want to vex with me. All I doing is playing exactly what the people have said. Yeah? That was a founding member of the National Democratic Congress. I wonder if I could find our next member to talk. Mr. Finley St. Louis? I wonder where they.
If you have to give advice to the leadership of the party, what would it be? In order to get the party back in, let's say, a competing mode to put itself up for election against the ruling.
I don't think I want to give any advice to people who can't take advice. Honestly, I don't see myself wasting my time.
So some of you have been members of the National Democratic Congress since its formation. Yeah? They disrespected Mr. George Brizan. Disrespected, yeah, Sir Nicholas Braffett. When they died, they ran around and they playing like if them and them was such good friend. But you have the voices of them there. Mr. Finley St. Louis, another person who helped form the NDC. You heard him. And if we go up to St. Andrew, we could find Miss Ingrid Rush, you know. Yes, Sister Ingrid still around, you know.
Rush told GBN that the involvement of young people in politics is a positive move by the NDC. However, she warns that it is a process that must be mixed with maturity. Now out of frontline politics, she says the NDC is now a heartbreak story for her.
For me, you know, I'm just outside looking in and watching what is happening and feeling a bit somewhat sad because for me who has worked and others who has contributed so much to a party that we believed in, to see the demise of it, it's very painful. But at the same time, life goes on and you never know what tomorrow brings.
Regarding the major changes within the party's executive, which sees Mrs. Franca Alexis Bernardine, Dr. George Vincent, and Patrick Simmons no longer serving on the party's executive, Mrs. Rush gives her opinion on the developments.
Over the years, we've been having some subtle moves in the National Democratic Congress as it relates to pushing out persons. It has been done very, very subtle. I am not afraid of what is happening with that, but I can tell you, they better be careful with who is being pushed out because people are looking at how you treat your own. And if you have to attract new persons, if you could treat your own like that, I ain't coming.
Rush is convinced that the NDC do not stand a chance as a major competitor to the ruling administration at the next general election.
The foot soldiers and the groundwork, I'm not seeing it. They had convention, I ain't see a yellow jersey no place. You went long ago when you have convention, from the time you leave home on a Sunday morning to go to church or to go to convention, you see yellow jersey until you get to that place. I've not seen a bus. I've not seen a yellow jersey on the street. It tells a story. It tells a story.
For GBN News, I am Joseph McKees.
We have a call online. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Sheldon. Mr. Brizan and them don't lie. You see that last NDC party that gone there? That is the worst party ever passing Grenada.
They need to change
the
the name.
Worst. They had people starving. They had people hungry. They had people frustrated. That is the worst thing that ever passed in Grenada. So it makes sense they're talking about health. When they're talking about health, you must go and get Ann Peters. Because I blaze Ann Peters for not having one Panadol in that hospital there, Wendy.
Oh boy. All right, my dear. And then Kennedy go try to tell me, that the best party to fix health care in Grenada is NDC. Kennedy, let's remain friends. Serious. Let's remain friends, right? Nice, yeah. But don't come to me with that stupidness. Don't disrespect my intelligence and the intelligence of my listeners. Do not disrespect our intelligence. Yeah? But what you vexed for? What all you vexed for is not Sheldon Scott saying it. These are the words. And I mean, they disrespect down to the Garyites and all. Yeah. Those of you that used to support the GULP, you can't call yourself. I see a certain man, according to Senator Humphreys, he's a Garyite. But he's in a party that on their official radio program, this is what they had to say about Sir Eric Matthew Gary.
And it was put in there to protect our country and our people from demagogues and dictators like Eric Matthew Gary and Dr. Keith Mitchell.
Yeah, calling Sir Eric Matthew Gary a dictator and a demagogue. That's the NDC for you. And then you have a man standing up in the south there and saying he's a Garyite. But he stand up in a party that says that about Sir Eric Matthew Gary.
And it was put in there to protect our country and our people from demagogues and dictators like Eric Matthew Gary and Dr. Keith Mitchell.
And don't play like they say that years ago, you know. They say that just about 3 months ago. After you were already selected as the candidate within there, but you come in and tell people you are Garyite and you believe in Gary politics and that kind of thing. But you stand up with people who call Sir Eric Matthew Gary a demagogue and a dictator. Yeah? That is why certain people flying drone right now, eh? Ali Gill, you remember this?
In a period and an era where the hacking of emails, the tapping of telephones of private citizens are glorified.
Not only that, but right now you realize they fly the drone. Yeah, man, the flying drone. Flying drone over the headquarters of the new National Party. Flying drones over the Prime Minister's residence. And we said drones, they're not a drone. Drones. They have been doing that over a period of time. It has been monitored until one of them crashed yesterday. Yeah? One of the smaller ones, he crashed yesterday at the Prime Minister's residence. But the police have it. And they're going to follow up on the leads. Yeah? Desperation. Desperation. And people telling you that they are the ones that are going to be monitoring the election process here in Grenada. But when statements like this...
Scampishness is not always a bad thing. But scampishness was behind some of the greatest slave revolts of this hemisphere. Like, and scampishness is basically the Caribbean version of cunning, right? And white people in parliaments all around the world prize their most cunning people. Why? Because they win. So let's not pretend that Keith Mitchell is not cunning. Keith Mitchell is one of the most cunning politicians in the Caribbean. And not only is he a cunning politician, and if you don't respect your opponents, you can't beat them. But not only is he a cunning politician, he's a pit bull. Right? And you cannot, unless you're a Great Dane, you can't sit quietly around a pit bull. You need to be a sort of pit bullish yourself. Or at least have surrogates who can come across as pit bulls. If not, a Rottweiler every now and then. But you need to have people and women are the best people usually to do inside each job. Because they can deal with the range of humanity. They can talk to other women a certain way. They can talk to the toughest guy on the street a certain way. They can talk to the doctor a certain way. They're the best. But if they are not willing to be scampish when necessary in the polling booth when they see things aren't going right, don't put them in there. Don't send them someplace else. Right? We're going to have to be very careful with who goes in and the temperament of those people. And whether or not they need to be able to be very professional when necessary, but also very ghetto and very ratchet when necessary.
Don't blame me. It's the NDC that bring a person here to tell people do that. Is that the NDC of George Horatio Brizan or Nicholas Braffett? Is that the NDC of a Finsley St. Louis? Or a decent person like Mr. Colin Labari? Is that even the NDC of a Tillman Thomas? But some of you, you've been in the NDC from ever since, and you sit down there and you're hearing these things being said. What Mr. Brizan said he thought of the individual who is now the political leader at the NDC. And you sit down there. Yeah? But you know what you have to do 25 days from now, you know. You know there's only one right decision. Rid the NDC of the leadership that you could not rid it of for the last 3 years. And the way you do that is when you go to the polling station, you look for the symbol of the house and you put your X next to it. Not only are you saving your country, and I'm speaking to the NDCites here, not only are you saving your country from incompetent leadership, but you are also saving your party. Because the only way that you could save your party is by making sure that you get rid of who is destroying the party right now. The candidates, my goodness, are out there telling you this. They're not saying it in private meetings and behind closed doors. Well, that's taking place too. We'll come to that. But outside of that, they're saying it openly in public that the leader is a problem for the party. But they can't move him. Because you saw what happened to Trix and to Franca and all the others who seemed as though they would have been able to launch a challenge. All of them end up off the executive. Things end up so bad within the NDC that you had an individual in the person of Jenny Rapier holding 2 executive positions at the same time. Which political party, seriously, in the Caribbean you ever hear that taking place in? Women's Arm President and Deputy Chairperson. Which political party? Because of a lack of people willing to be part of the organization and the willful attempt to sideline people. You heard Miss Ingrid Rush. You heard Miss Rush say it. Brothers and sisters, 25 days from now, the NNP will help you, you know. The NNPites will help you. We're going to help you save your party. Because the NDC is the child of the NNP. And we cannot afford to see you continue going the wrong direction. As a good parent, we have to correct you. So we will ensure that we help you rid yourself of that leadership. And the only way to do it is to make sure on election day, whether you're NNPite or NDCite, that when you go to the polling station, you look for the symbol of the house and you put your X next to it. That is the only way NDCites to save your party. You can't save your party by putting incompetent leadership into the House of Parliament to disrespect you. You heard what Mr. Brizan said. He was disappointed in him. You heard what Miss Ingrid Rush had to say. You heard what Mr. Finsley St. Louis had to say. And there are many others that are talking out there. Hardcore original founding members of the National Democratic Congress. My goodness. Look how they treat Mr. Joe. Ideal Bakery. Look how they treat Mr. Joe. That is a man that mortgaged thing to help the NDC. I don't like to talk about these things much. I prefer when the members, former members of the NDC, speak about those things. But it's a fact. And look at the kind of treatment. There's only wait until people are close to come and shed crocodile tears and say how nice they was. When meanwhile, while they're alive, they don't care one thing about them. Yeah? Can't tell me the NDC is a party that cares about anybody. The NDC? The same NDC that cut off them old people water. The same NDC that take people off of the public assistance. The same NDC that send home all the young people. I hear them talking about victimization. Boy, let me don't go down that road. Because it was the NDC, government, members within the government that sent immigration to try and deport me while we were in opposition. Let me don't go down that road. It was the same NDC that know the lie but place me on a no-fly list like if I was a ISIS, can't lead the state of Grenada. Yeah? Now you don't go down the road with victimization. When you had members of the Prime Minister's security team, and because they were members of the former Prime Minister's security team when you came in, you put them to work in Petit Martinique. You say you're sending them to the furthest end of Grenada you could send them. You send them quite in Petit Martinique. That's where you send them. So let me don't talk about victimization. You victimize, let me start where you start now. You victimized 2,000 young people because they were in a program that was being held by the NNP, the Imani program. That was victimization. Because they were Imani trainees. You, the NDC, victimized them. So we starting at 2,000 and then we add into that all the people who are working within various programs in the various ministries, and you call them political appointees. From the public relations officers to people like Nazim Benjamin, Alan Campbell, Nicholas Nichols, Kirk Sita Hall. Yeah? You have my good friend that's up in St. Andrew there. Francis Saint-Hilaire. Yeah? All of these people that were victimized by the NDC. Ian Edwards. Yeah? All of these people. Cheryl Williams, who you all try to set up. Cheryl Williams, who you all try to set up. You should be the last set of people to talk about victimization. When public workers were trying to go back into the ministerial complex on the 9th of July, 2008, when a certain executive ponytail member of the NDC pulled gun on them, they can't enter. Tell me a lie. Because the young ladies are still alive right now. You want to talk about victimization. When the GIS staff on the night of July 8th, no new government swearing, none of them have any authority, but a bunch of people with guns go into the ministerial complex and lock it down and put out the staff. The young lady couldn't even get the key for she home or she asthma medication in she bag. They put all of them out at gunpoint. You think people forget? Yeah? You think people forget? Those people who were in the Rovers program, the people in communities throughout Grenada who all you used to watch and say, always NNP. We ain't giving all you know the bushing. I can't even tell who is NNP from who is NDC because I don't care. All you know is a person have a need and you try to help them. But you all used to watch these people and tell them there's NNP. So all you ain't getting know the bushing. NDC talking about victimization. All you victimized down to the sitting Prime Minister. You all cut the phone lines to the Prime Minister's residence. The 9th of July. The new Prime Minister wasn't even sworn in yet. You all went up and you all take vehicle out of the man yard until you even take vehicle that didn't belong to the government of Grenada. May God his soul rest in peace. I hope he forgive you all for that before he died. So you think people don't remember these things? You think the people who you all did these things to and victimized gone? And then you all promising to victimize again. Because you're passing in tongue and you're throwing talk for Kami. As soon as we come in, we kicking you out. You ain't even have no position, no. But you want to victimize. Yeah? You want to victimize. So don't come to us like you're no angels. Don't come to us like your hands untainted. And you never do anything and you wouldn't do them kind of thing because you're not that type of people. Yeah? Accusing people of all kind of thing. You spent 4.5 years in government. Not a bailiff, not a RC ever come in front of Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and Hanima Summons and say, we want you to come to court. Not a member of the FIU or any other organization ever came to Honorable Gregory Bowen and say, we have information that you did A, B, and C. We know there were people that was pushing to arrest people without information. We know for a fact there were people in the cabinet at the NDC that was pushing to arrest people without any evidence. Had it not been for the DPP standing his ground and people like Pedro who refused to be part of anything like that, we might have been in a different situation now. So don't come and try to talk about victimization. We know victimization from you. And you're all planning already. You're seeing people driving government vehicles. They're the drivers for government vehicles, going about their task as government drivers. And already telling them, when we come in office, we come in, just leave the key, we come in for that. Yeah? You even seen people in a private vehicle. You don't know how they get it. You don't know how much they pay in the bank. But you're coming for it. And you want to talk about victimization? When you all take police officers and send them all over. Because this one used to be in Dr. Mitchell detail, you take him and you send him in traffic. This one used to be in Dr. Mitchell detail, you take him and you send him up in Grenville. That one used to be in the detail, you send him in, not even Carriacou, you know. Petit Martinique, they send him. Petit Martinique, they send him quite up in Petit Martinique. The furthest point away from his family. Not that he mind too, you know, Petit Martinique is a beautiful place. I don't mind if somebody send me in Petit Martinique right now, you know. I get some nice lobster, I get in fish egg, I get in lambi and all kind of thing there. And me and them fellas go live on the beach and think I might take a little sail, go over to PSV. I don't mind, send me. When you think you're punishing some people, sometimes you're doing a good for them. When you took out people, and she wouldn't talk about it, but Miss Naomi Jeremiah, when you took that very competent and capable lady out from the Prime Minister's ministry, and you know where they sent her? Over in the registry. Over in the registry. That is where they send her. So don't let them come and try to play the talking about victimization, and we don't know about victimization from the NDC. 2,000 young people on this island could say that they were victimized by the NDC. So let me do other discussion. Good morning.
Hey, brother. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
But, you know, I, a man, like to say thanks. I'm not an ungrateful person at all. No way. I would just like to say thank you to everybody that came to the meeting in Byland last night. It was a very successful meeting. We want to thank the Prime Minister for gracing us with his presence. And another thing, Sheldon, I want to ask you a question. You there with me?
Yes, man.
Sheldon, the Honorable Gregory Bowen is the General Secretary, is the chairman of our party.
Yes, he is, yeah.
But Abola is the General Secretary.
Yes.
They have served as elected representatives in the Parliament of Grenada.
Yeah.
Do you believe, or can the present NDC chairperson and the General Secretary win an election or win a seat anywhere, any part of Grenada? Do you believe that?
The present General Secretary of the NDC?
Uh-huh.
Nope.
Do you believe that the present chairperson could win a seat in Grenada?
Not even in Carriacou.
The intention is to rule from behind and to tell the Prime Minister when to sit down and when to stand up. Have a good day, my brother.
All right. No, I mean, Devon say it, KB say it. The brothers and them angling themselves because they know that the political leader going down in the election, you see, I have to be careful I say in these days, them men and them want to send police for me. Yeah. So they know that the birth going down. They know for a fact, and in fact, to be honest with you, a lot of the NDC and them working towards it too. Because they know, they have been saying it, and listen, what they've been doing actually is programming the minds of the NDCites out there for when they lose, you know. Not if they lose, for when they lose. Because the burden of the loss is going to be on the back of the political leader of the NDC. It ain't easy to come from 0 to 0, you know. We have a caller online. Good morning.
Hey, Brother Shaw, how you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm great, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. With all the clips you played, right, of the different guys within the party, when they're so quick. What I'm impressed with, they're so quick to let the host or the nation know that people not happy with their leader. They're so quick to answer, like, you know, before you ask them that question, yeah, you know, people just tell me they don't like him, you know what? You know, they're so quick. So you're knowing that it's true. That's coming from the bottom of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I go around and ask my friends, who support that party. I'll be like, are you voting? And they're like, nah, I ain't voting. But we trying to get the undecided. I said, bro, if all you're not even sure about all yourself voting for that man, how can you expect the undecided to vote for all you? You understand? I'm saying that you guys are not even thinking straight. So get yourself together before you start thinking that way. You go around the country, who support Prime Minister Mitchell and the NNP, they ready to vote. They're anxious. They can't wait on the date. But they have people from the National Democratic Congress that saying that I don't feel like go vote now. That leader, I can't vote for him. And you hear it over and over throughout the country.
What I would say to any one of the NDCites who are out there saying that they cannot vote for that leader, vote. But vote to help your party get rid of him.
Definitely.
Vote to help your party get rid of him.
Definitely.
Vote the House on election day. Help your political organization. Try to reclaim some of the decency that was within the party in days gone by. That's what they have to do, you know.
Definitely.
Vote against the NDC to ensure that you save the NDC.
Definitely.
So simple, that's what I would say to them.
Simple. And the doors are wide open. The doors are wide open.
Well, I could say something. The doors of the New National Party are wide open. They are more than welcome to come over.
Exactly.
But there are some people that will just not come over to the New National Party. And we continue to say to them, the message is simple. You can put on your NDC t-shirt, go to your NDC meeting and rally. You can remain a card-bearing, paying member of the National Democratic Congress. Nothing is wrong with that. But in order to save your party, you need to vote against the leader. And to vote against the leader means in every single constituency, you, as an NDCite, must place that X next to the house to save the NDC.
I remember a conversation with one of the guys that was running for NDC. He gave me a ride in his vehicle once. And we met this guy in a shop, and he slowed on this guy, and he was like, all right, well, we had to get rid of the NNP, boy, with this. You see, just hush him on, because they know your voice good. And he started getting on, and then he said, all right, we're going to talk. Then he put back his glass, and he said, you know what? I ain't going to lie for you, under the NNP, I'll make the most money in my business, I happy with the NNP in office, I'm talking about somebody that's running for NDC right now, tell me that,
And that's the thing. So he knows that what he needs to do is on election day, he needs to make a choice that's going to A, save his country and protect his country, and B, save the NDC.
Be truthful.
Yeah.
Be truthful. Have a nice day, sir.
All right. Because there will have to be a cleansing of that politics. You know, like when you're going back to school or at the end of August and you have to go and take a purge. Yeah, the NDC had to get a political purge. So 25 days from now, we will give them some Nasalva, some Broclax, some castor oil. Yeah, we will give them some of them things, some Zentil. Yeah, they need to take a purge, a political purge. And as good parents, because again, remember the New National Party is the daddy of the National Democratic Congress. It came from the NNP. Yeah? So as a good parents, we're going to ensure that we help you resolve your issues. Yeah? We go make sure and send the political leader into political oblivion. Yeah? Could go and practice law. Maybe this time he might decide to go in and represent poor people, children like Peter does do. Yeah. 440-7377. That's the number to call and get onto the inside. Hannah, I'm behaving. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I just want to make a brief point. I don't know whether, and those of you who are so political, and who analyze politics, I don't know whether you realize what is happening with the NDC, The General Secretary of the NDC has brought in his brother, right, on his platform. I don't know, I just want to alert people, take a close look at that, I want to believe they are trying to get rid of Buck in Northeast St. George. And wait till the election playoff, and you will see what will emerge. This Kennedy Roberts, he's looking for position there in the party, and possible leader of the party. I'm just saying this as I see it. And I'm just asking you all, take a close look at that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, caller, you're spot on as far as I analyze it. That's exactly because remember Kennedy Roberts ran against Nazim Burke in 2008 in St. George Northeast. Yeah. And then Naz come and he get lash in 2013. When I say lash, I mean political. I have to keep correcting myself. Right. So all you know when I say them thing is political. Right. So he get lash in 2013. Right. You know, I always remember him walking into the Parliament chamber for the first time, you know. He looks so defeated. And the worst thing for them, you know, is when they look at the new Parliament building and then they realize, but wait now, you know, I ain't going to go and sit down there, boy. That is real hard, you know. Each time they're driving down Lucas Street or in some part of St. George where you're getting a view of the new Parliament building, they're getting jiggery. All of a sudden, boy, they're getting all kind of cold sweat and all kind of thing. They say, oh gosh, you mean I ain't going to go and sit up inside in one of them chairs? The 15 chairs already have the name tag on it. Yeah? They already had a name tag on it. It's just time. 25 days from now. Just time. So you could bring as much scampish and ghetto and ratchet people as possible. I'm saying to you, the people of the new National Party and Grenadians in general, do not allow anybody to frustrate you on election day. Not only will they try to slow down the process, but if a person is behaving scampish and ratchet, and you see what's going on, you might get upset and you want to fight and think they want that too. Because if you're locked up in a cell, you can't vote. If the police take you and move you from there, you can't vote. So don't let them get you upset either. Just know what they're planning and make up your mind from now that you will not allow it to happen. We have a caller. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that person is listening to the radio in the background. You had to pay attention to the phone, brother. Nice. Yeah, we're quickly running out of time. Just to remind you all, we're heading to Plains in St. Patrick on Sunday. So that's where the new National Party. Yeah, and watch, Dr. Mitchell say he has some kind of thing to talk about. I ain't telling all you nothing. Just come on out. Dr. Mitchell has some stuff that he had to say on Sunday. You want to fly drone? Fly drone. Fly drone. Yeah, only want to fly the drone. Only listening to much Lava Man music. Only want to fly the drone. Yeah, only flying we had Lava on the platform Sunday. Only want to go and fly the drone. Nice. All right. So remember, folks, the meetings for today and tomorrow. Let me give you quickly before you run out of time. Let me take this call and then I'll give you the meetings. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Yes, go right ahead.
Hey, Sheldon.
Hi. You're live. Yeah. Go right ahead.
Is this hot talk I get onto?
You're live. Yes. Go right ahead, caller, because you're quickly running out of time.
Yeah, I just want Sheldon to inform me that the Honorable Oliver Joseph will be in Wester Hall by the playing field this afternoon for 6 o'clock. So I just want him to inform me that the people in the surrounding area could come out and get the message.
My goodness. And you know, I'm supposed to be at that meeting. It's not on the list and I did not remember it just to say
yeah,
it.
Because I'm trying to get him and I don't get in through with him.
Okay. All right. That's no problem, my brother.
Yeah, just make an announcement for me. Please.
You're speaking to him, so I'll do it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So Wester Hall, yeah. So Wester Hall, that's by the playing field there. That'll be taking place this evening as well. So St. Andrew Northeast at Conference 7 p.m. St. Andrew Southeast is going to be in Grenville near to the Old Church. St. George Southeast is going to be Marianne by Miss Doreen Bain Charles Shop. Town of St. George, 4 Roads. St. John, they're going to have that meeting in Florida at 6:30. St. David, they're going to be in Wester Hall. Yeah. And tomorrow, you have South St. George. They are going to be Top Caliste. All of them starting around 6:30 tomorrow, with the exception of St. Andrew Northeast that starts at 7. So St. Andrew Northeast, they're going to be in La Poterie for 7. And all the others here are going to be 6:30. That's St. Andrew Southeast, Grenville, near the Old Church. No, sorry, that one is today. I keep mixing it up because it's in the list I have here. St. Andrew Southwest, Ford, near to Walker's Shop. Town of St. George, Independence Avenue, St. Mark, Victoria by Shai's Bar, and St. Patrick West in Mount Craven, close to the bathroom. All right. So, folks, yeah, I ain't lying, but yes, Zingo, good morning. Mr. Kenneth Watts, good morning to you, Burbies. Muscles, I know you're listening, man. Muscles, I hope you and everyone is okay. The Muscle Man, a Grenadian treasure. Yeah, that's a real good Grenadian treasure. All right. So a special good morning to each and every one of you. I hope that you all have had a wonderful time this morning with the program as usual. And oh yes, Hard Talk will be repeated Monday to Fridays on Channel 1000 starting at 10 p.m. So each night you could go and look for the repeat of Hard Talk on Channel 1000 starting at 10 p.m. nightly. Hey, wait, now I see somebody to tell me something there. Wait, where she go? Hey, Nasha say, Nas is not Prime Minister material. Yeah, you're sure right, sweetheart. Angelique, before I go, she's saying they purged Carriacou Ministry and their people went and took up positions on the 9th without anybody appointing them. Circus on the 9th, yes? Hey. Mm-hmm. And look at the people who come in and talk about who victimized who and all kind of thing. Yeah, look at the people who talking about who victimized who. And about victimization and victimization and victimization. Some of the people who were permanent secretaries under the NDC could give you some good examples of victimization. Yeah, they could tell you about what some of them were ordered to do. Yeah, when they bring Department of Audit and audit me twice. Me alone, no? They audit me twice. They come with a list of 22 items. Show them what was missing. I say he lose. Next thing I know, Patrick Simmons go in Parliament saying, man, thief it thing, you know. You're the thief this and the thief that. And they go with it. When they came to me, the audit department came with a list of 22 items. And when they were about to leave, I said, no, that's not all. I plot a list of 40-something. And the same Patrick Simmons go in Parliament and saying that how I thief. And they thief thing and they go. But lo and behold, coming back into office, none of the equipment that I left when I was there was there. Did I go and call Mr. Patrick Simmons or anybody else a thief? None. Couldn't even find a camera. Not even one of the stand and them. Think get back half of our recorder. That was about it. But they want to call people thief. Yeah? Anyway, when I throw my stone in the pig pen, the pig that get lash go squeal. That is the end of it for today, folks. My name is Sheldon Scott. It was a pleasure being here with you. Devon will be back with us, God's willing, on Monday. Remember the meetings once again. Let me just go over them quickly. St. Andrew Northeast Conference, 7 p.m. St. Andrew Southeast in Grenville near to the Old Church. St. George Southeast, Marianne by Doreen Bain Shop. Town of St. George in Four Roads. St. John in Florida. And tomorrow, St. Andrew Northeast in La Poterie. St. Andrew Southwest in Ford near to Walker Shop. South St. George in Top Calais. Town of St. George in Independence Avenue. St. Mark by Shai's Bar in Victoria. St. Patrick, close to the bathroom in Mount Craven. And then on Sunday, all roads lead to the Plains playing field. It's been a pleasure being here with you this week. And as usual, you know, we love each and every one of you unconditionally. We love each and every one of you. And in whatever you say and do over the weekend, do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. And hey, watch out for the drones.
The new National Party takes its message of empowerment and progress to Plains St. Patrick's this Sunday. Campaign 2018 makes its stop at the Plains playing field with a massive national rally from 5 p.m. Come and hear St. Patrick's candidates Anthony Boson from the West and Pamela Moses from the East, plus the leader of the Dream 15, political leader Dr. Keith Mitchell. See you in Plains this Sunday. NNP for 2018 and beyond. We're moving together.
Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, cause we're winning right now, yeah.
So I've been catching my tail to get out, like in and out of my village, and Miss Pam passed on yesterday, and she promised me something. I'll get it done on the same day, and look, I'll get it done this morning. Although you kind of handbag me right now, but still, I've been some patience and some feet. That I'll move to the next, I want to go and do my daily job.
I used to take my vehicle and come inside, end up sticking, have to get machine to pull it out of the road. When I reach out the road, definitely, I'll be thanking the person who pulled me out. And I see Miss Pamela coming yesterday and look at the road And I'm feeling so happy today that I see progress continue, that she get a machine and come and help us in the area, fix the road. Definitely, I'm feeling so thankful.
I think the people of T-Ship will be very happy with what happened so far because a lot of potholes, and I think yesterday Sister Pam passed, and today Sister Marshall. So we are very happy. I hope that a little better could be done in terms of concreting the road and food. Thank you so much.
The quality of the team we have put together for this current general elections is one of my proudest achievements. This Dream 15 is made up of achievers and successful people and of members with a genuine grounding in their communities and inspired by the love they have for people. These are what set this team apart from the so-called alternative. Ours is one of continuity and renewal and built with a determination to expand opportunities for youth and women. If elections are about choices, which they are, then the choice this election is clearer than in any previous poll. Love wins every time. Care wins every time. Competence wins every time. Performance beats old talk every time.
Sustainable Organic Shrimp Farm Project to commence soon. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Grenada will soon be the exporter of local shrimp to international markets. This is as the Sustainable Aquaculture Project, or shrimp farming, will commence in St. Mark. The Zero Water Exchange Sustainable Organic Shrimp Farm Project will specialize in the production of shrimp in a socially and environmentally friendly manner, that is, free of antibiotics, chemical additives, and enzymes. The farm will be operated out of Bonnet, St. Mark. Work has started to clear the field and construct proper drains for the farm. The Grenada Sustainable Aquaculture Project will see the production of 20 metric tons of shrimp per year being shipped to Miami and New York. The project's manager, Manfred Soffin, says the demands are high for shrimp in Grenada.
We only have permission to establish the drainage, so that by the time we have all of our permissions to get started, the land will be dried out and we can start serious construction. Phase 1 of our shrimp operation will probably produce, once we are going, about 20 metric tons of shrimp per year, which should be enough for the local market. We've done some studies and it seems like restaurant owners and retail stores are just waiting to get some good shrimp.
The project is expected to employ over 20 Grenadians. He said there are intentions to expand the business to fish production.
Far, far in the future, we will probably try other species of fish, at which time we will probably have to establish some ocean cages for the growth of the fish.
Grenada is receiving more than 200,000 EC dollars from the Canada Caribbean Disaster Risk Management Fund, or the CCDRMF, to upgrade and retrofit at least 10 emergency shelters. The project, that will benefit the elderly and persons with disability, was officially launched on Thursday. The selected shelters will be outfitted with ramps and proper washroom facilities. Senator the Honorable Winston Garwe, Minister of State with responsibility for disaster management, says it signals the start of a refocused, repositioned and more community-oriented disaster management initiative. He says the fund will not just improve access to the 10 shelters, but would also serve as a launching pad to build resilience in communities among the most vulnerable groups.
A move that embodies one of government's strategic goals for disaster management, which is to be an agency not just to speak of disaster management, but produce true ambassadors of comprehensive disaster management. The approach needed more so now than ever before, as new hazards emerge and existing ones become more destructive.
Mr. John Wilson, consultant coordinator with the fund, says the Grenada project was conditionally approved in April 2015, but had to go through the documentation process before getting to the final stage of financial disbursement. He says the project hopes to benefit at least 12,000 people across Grenada.
This project has 99,000 Canadian for it. I did a calculation yesterday and it was about 213 EC dollars. One thing I reminded the team yesterday and all the projects is that once this project has been approved at the particular amount, that amount does not change based upon currency fluctuations.
The fund was launched in 2008 and is a $3 million grant facility. It funds projects up to 100,000 Canadian dollars. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Data reveals that rats and other rodents are responsible for the transmission of many diseases. In Grenada, the most common is leptospirosis, and it can cause your death. This disease is directly related to rats and mice infestation. Signs and symptoms of lepto, as it is commonly referred to, are high fever, headache, chills, muscle aches, vomiting, jaundice, and abdominal pain. If your home had or is infected with rats and you have any of these symptoms, please check with your doctor immediately. Declare war on rats. Starve them. Kill them. Rats are the most unwelcomed guests. Reduce, control, eliminate them. This is a message from the Ridge to Reef Project, protecting biodiversity and ecosystem functions.
If you plan to construct or demolish a building, subdivide your land into two, or undertake modification or extension, there is a process that must be followed to avoid incurring a $10,000 fine or even imprisonment. That warning from the Physical Planning Unit, which says permission must be sought even when the plan is to erect a wooden structure. While the situation may be a bit different for squatters because of the economic and social implications, Mr. Houston Elcock, Junior Building Inspector at the Physical Planning Unit, says they still need to seek advice from the unit, especially since their structures can be easily uprooted in the event of a natural disaster.
Sometimes these people go ahead and they set up the build probably on the hill, right? Oh, yeah. And they still put themselves in a more vulnerable situation. Now, if they come to planning, right, or if they get the appropriate methods, right, they could properly strap down the buildings, right? When they squat, you look at environmental issue in terms of wastewater, waste, right? So sometimes they just put a building, then consider no drainage, no waste disposal system. So all these things you have to take into consideration when you're allowing a development to take place.
In this case, where there are social and economic implications, the Ministry of Social Development may be called in to assist in that area, but it remains a challenge for the unit.
It takes a whole policy approach, you know, to combat that sort of a situation, because I mean there is a need for housing development as time goes on. I mean, the need for housing stock is becoming more evident than anything else, and our limited land spaces that we have, we have to take care of that. We have to take care of that, and so it is an initiative of the Ministry of Agriculture together with government policy. Right. To ensure that our land are utilized, you know, appropriately.
Right. Mr. Lawrence Lalji, Senior Building Inspector at the Physical Planning Unit. Now to recap the headline: Sustainable Organic Shrimp Farm Project to commence soon. And that's the National Report. I am Rikisha St. Louis.
The new National Party takes its message of empowerment and progress to Plains St. Patrick's this Sunday. Campaign 2018 makes its stop at the Plains playing field with a massive national rally from 5 p.m. Come and hear St. Patrick's candidates Anthony Boson from the West and Pamela Moses from the East, plus the leader of the Dream 15, political leader Dr. Keith Mitchell. See you in Plains this Sunday. NNP for 2018 and beyond. We're moving together.
Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, cause
it's not really complicated. Elections are about choices. Between 2008 to 2013, the economy regressed every year. Between 2014 to 2017, the economy grew every year. Vote competence, vote NNP.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.